Hi, I'm Deva Marie Gregory, voice of Flayn.
And I'm Mark Whitten, voice of Seteth.
And we're here with Anime Impulse.
Without giving anything away, as you play, and for anyone out there, please do play through the game. Play the church story. Play through our supports.
Play our stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Because as with a lot of the supports, the relationships gain a whole mess of dimensions and a lot of weight, and some of the cool stuff of the secrets that get revealed within the supports is that all throughout playing the rest of the game, you're kind of trying to keep a lid on all of that information for your character. It's so cool to play some of the moments while trying to keep a lid on things that aren't supposed to get out of the bag, and it adds fun little nuances to common conversations, and then of course it all comes spilling out in the supports. We just have it along for the ride. We'll probably eat it later. I'll put it on our side.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so Flayn's favorite thing is fish, and I'm vegetarian. I do eat some fish, and I love salmon. I love salmon.
So you're pescatarian?
I'm pescatarian.
Okay.
I want to be vegan if I could.
Okay.
But I can't give up chocolate.
Yeah.
So chocolate, I love chocolate. I don't know if Flayn loves chocolate. Everyone loves chocolate. Not liking chocolate is like not liking puppies.
Yeah, no, chocolate's kind of somewhat universal. I'm sure there's someone out there who doesn't like chocolate.
Really
I'm sorry, you don't like puppies apparently too.
Chocolate?
Chocolate? Did you say chocolate? Chocolate? Chocolate! Chocolate! Chocolate!
Okay, so I have a lot of special skills on my resume. Puppeteering, scuba diving, martial arts. Yeah, I'm a scuba diver. I'm a rescue diver, actually. It kind of goes along with being an actor. Hear me out here. We never know what kind of situation we're going to be in, and I love getting out and like adventuring and learning new things. I have a motorcycle as well, so I learned how to ride a motorcycle.
Do you wear a helmet?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm like, most of the time.
No, I do wear a helmet. It was a really wonderful experience, actually, because it was so comprehensive, and I felt like I had a really good grasp of what's going on when you don't always have that in every video game, because a lot of times your script is fragmented for NDA purposes. This experience was really wonderful. Some of the relationship stuff between characters, there are some critical moments that happen, especially in Three Houses, and kind of ramping yourself up into that place. It's one of those things that's like, it's good and bad. Like, we don't want to ever experience some of those emotions of like losing a friend or something like that. But at the same time, getting yourself to that place as an actor is an exciting challenge, and making sure to like pay that off. You want it to be honest, you want it to be truthful. And so those moments when you approach them, you're always like, oh, am I gonna get this right? I really hope I do, because this is like this crucial point in the story, and you want to be as connected to it as everyone else has been when they've been playing for hours and hours. So that's my not so short answer. Take it away, Deva.
There were some aspects as far as wrapping my mouth around some of the more archaic language that Flayn and Seteth both used.
Yeah.
That going from California, where we are, to this other world, and really getting my head around that was a bit of a challenge. You want to be able to understand what you're saying, just like it was almost like Shakespeare. It was a nice comparison, because I would talk a lot about Shakespeare with our director, Patrick Seitz, who was amazing.
He's so good.
He's so fantastic. And so we would use that a lot of the time to bridge gaps in colloquialisms, to just say, okay, this is what this is saying, this is what this is saying. Even though they're just, they're green-haired people with many secrets and soap opera lives, they're still very human. And I think finding humanity of any character in any game, whether it's Flayn and Seteth, or a dragon, or a freaking Murloc, if you want to go to Blizz, anything that it is, you find the truth and the humanity in them, and they have hopes and they have dreams, and wanting to bring all of that together to make a fully fleshed human being is really rewarding, and it can be challenging when it's diving into a whole nother world.
Yeah.
No. Oh, I was gonna eat it.
Not yet.
I watch a lot of Bake Off, y'all. Like, I watch a lot of Bake Off. Great British Bake Off is my jam. So you have the Three Houses. I don't want to hate on any of them, but I don't think Black Eagles would win. No, I don't think, because I think, no, hang on. No. I have rationale. Because I feel like their energy is just a little intense for the bake-off tent, and it just has to have this serene energy, and you want to be helping and, encouraging. And this is where it gets tricky, because Dudu is like legit chef, so could he even compete?
Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, you're saying that gives the Blue Lions the edge there?
It gives them
But like
the edge.
Raphael is a total gourmand. So,
This is true.
I mean, we need a conclusion. We need a conclusive answer.
Okay, conclusive answer. I would, oh God. Okay, Golden Deer, because I feel like Ignatz reminds me a lot of Killjoy, and I think he would like take the art out of the ballpark, but still have substance with style, and so Ignatz would win.
Ignatz.
Wait, we're a house.
Yeah.
We're our own house.
We're not a house, we're a thing.
You know what? We win. We win because I want to win. We win.
What do we think about the fan art?
It is amazing, you guys.
It's so good. I love seeing each individual artist's different take on what the characters, they're still the characters, but there are these slight artistic differences, and I love seeing that. I love seeing like the expressions that people put onto, like there was that one that came out recently with Flayn placing a little flower crown on Seteth's head, and the expressions in there are amazing. There's so many examples of it out there, and I love it, and I love that this game has spoken to people enough to make them want to give these different takes on it. And I think these characters are really wonderful. They're really well fleshed out. And one thing that I really love about fan involvement in general.
What?
So I grew up to take a little bit of a detour, but I swear it links up. I'm a big Star Wars fan, and one of the reasons that I love Star Wars so much is all the different things about Star Wars that came out in addition to the first 3 movies. The fan base and the fan fiction and all the different video game properties and the artwork that came out in addition to those movies, what those movies inspired, that's what really dug me in to that world, is the way in which the fans expanded it and the way in which the fans added to it and maybe said like, yeah, but maybe they look a little bit like this. Yeah, but maybe this is them in like a different period of their lives. And it's so freaking cool because it just opens the world out, and I feel like that's what I feel about the fan art, is it is just adding layers to the world, and I think it's so freaking cool, from the goofy layers that are super funny, like us in a McDonald's play place, to really like serious and dramatic takes on different parts of the history. That's just wonderful.
We opened our hearts with these characters and let them in as actors, and seen all of the fan art. People are showing us their heart, and they're opening up themselves to us.
That's really
and
nice.
It's
really
one of those
nice.
things where I feel that, and I feel like
Sorry, we're getting really mushy here right now.
words are not, brain just, mwah.
Chef kiss. Think Gucci.
No. Okay, so I found, yeah. But there is like sus. Okay, sus. Stan. But then I got nervous because I was also thinking of like what Flayn would use, but then Seteth would get mad because then Zaddy I found out is a thing.
Zaddy.
So yeah, there's that. And then
yeah.
thirsty. Like yeah, like
What's
if someone's like super hot,
Yeah.
yeah.
You making me thirsty? Because you're hot?
Netflix and chill.
Netflix and Chill, but Netflix and Chill's been around for a bit.
Yeah, but I
Is that still a thing?
No one says that.
Isn't it like Hulu and Hook?
Now it's Crunchyroll and Cuddle.
Crunchyroll and Cuddle.
Okay. Diva. No, I want.
Oh, she got him now.
I can share.
She can share?
Share.
Okay, well, we're gonna take this, but not yet.
It weighs?
It was, well, super cool. Such an honor to take on Seteth as well. Doing Reed and Leon in Heroes was awesome. It was kind of my awesome, like this fun introduction into the Fire Emblem world. But for Heroes, the stories are not as expansive as we got in Three Houses. And so a lot of the dialogue that I've recorded for Reed and Leon, it kind of pales in comparison to the amount of material that we went through for Seteth.
Oh my gosh, excuse me, I'm so sorry.
I think you do need these. There's a big amount of material for Seteth, so it's hard to compare. I love Reed and Leon. I love those characters. They have these wonderful backstories and interesting differences. I'd love to play them in a more fleshed out fashion. Put them in a more expanded fashion, it would be lovely to voice them. But Seteth obviously was just a bigger challenge, and there was a lot more that I got to learn about and live through Seteth. Whereas Reed and Leon have backstories that have already occurred, I kind of got to jump in on the ground floor with Seteth and be a part of that backstory. It's interesting because now I have a lot of history to draw upon, so yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It's always been one of those childhood dreams to voice a Disney princess, or really any princess. I didn't even know that voiceover was a thing. I think when you're a certain age, all of that is just real. When I realized that there were people behind the voices and you could do that. So, hey Disney, hey. If I was to get a call like tomorrow and be like, okay Deva, you're a Disney princess, I would love to see more familial relationship love, or like found family, because so much the focus is on the romantic love. And you had Frozen that kind of, you know, it had the sister bond. You know, like maybe you're like, mom and dad, I don't really like you. That's a terrible thing. I love my parents. Princess. But when you find family who means a lot to you and your friends become your family, you know, Disney princesses at Friendsgiving.
Theater of Tomorrow. Thank you for asking, by the way. It's a podcast that we created about 4 years ago, my friend Travis McMaster and I. Travis is a writer, and he writes a lot of sci-fi and horror stories. And I had just produced a web series, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's super hard to do, and I need a lot of people in a film crew and everything. And Travis had these wonderful stories, and I'm like, why don't we make like audio dramas, radio plays, and stuff like that? And you can add all the sound effects, you can kind of build this wonderful world, and kind of any world that you want too. We specialize a lot in sci-fi stories and horror stories. And what was cool to me is that you could do all of those stories that generally would be like big budget productions, but we could put them into this audio verse and play any sort of character that we want, which was another good thing for me. I play a lot of characters on all the different seasons, and I just loved having the opportunity to kind of do what I want to do. It was really this wonderful creative outlet and a way to engage with the rest of the VO community, give back to people. You know, we're just doing it to put stuff out there for fans and friends and have a lot of fun and tell some sci-fi stories. So check us out. It's on iTunes at Theater of Tomorrow. How's it sound?
Ooh, it's kind of spooky. Voice acting opens up so many doors that are normally closed to you. There's no constrictions based on what I look like or my height. Voiceover as a whole, as a community, as an art form, I feel is so immersive and inclusive, and it encompasses so much of acting. Anything that I have ever learned, I'm able to apply. And so much of what I do is based on my abilities as an actor, and just being able to use your voice and use your whole body as an instrument is such a gift.
Yeah, absolutely. It's I mean, I echo everything that you said. It's the freedom of what you get to do, the projects you get to take on, the diversity of characters that you can voice and embody. The community is lovely.
Gosh, sorry, I don't mean to.
No, not at all.
The voiceover community, the people that I found, I feel like I found my home and my people. Everyone is so warm and so welcome, and they're willing to fight for you and go to bat for you and say, hey, I just got this and I don't think I'm right for it, but you know who is? Mark or right. Deva or nah! Yeah. And having that and having people who support you and are actively believing in you is it is so, I'm getting very like...
Yeah, well, and that's a component of having some of that pressure of your image removed from the equation. And also, I just wanted to make sure to not let this question pass up without giving a major shout out to everyone who does artwork in this community, because the art that goes into making animation and video games, the programming, the rest of the teams that bring all of the image to life, because the image is not is not void. There's still a whole lot of image there, but it's done by these super talented people out there. I love them, and to get to be a part of that too, to get to bring even more voice and life to those images is really cool.
There are hundreds of people that go into making anything that you are watching or anything that you're playing, and so many of those people just don't get recognized as often.
Yeah, it's hard to know, like, it's hard to see the entire framework of behind the scenes.
Yeah.
One cool thing that I think Jennifer Hale, like, an amazing video game voice actor. One thing that she said that I thought was really cool is that she was like, as our job as like voice actors is that we're just like a little bit of ink at the tip of the pen that comes in. It's a nice nod to this entire wonderful apparatus and this collaborative work that happens. We are part of this wonderful team. Our job wouldn't exist without the people behind it, and we get to come in and play a part, and it's really wonderful. Hey everybody, thank you so much. That's the end of our Q&A. Thanks for spending this time with us. We're really glad that we were able to come on and chat with you a bit. You can follow me on Twitter at @MPWhitten. You can follow the Theater of Tomorrow on Twitter at Tomorrow Theater. And you can follow me on Instagram as well at @MWhitten.
And I'm Deva. Thank you guys so much for watching and having us here. This has been so great. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Deva_Marie.
So yeah, I think now's the time.
Oh, do we get...
We'll see you later. Eat these off camera. It's gonna be a scene. Come on, come on. Let's do it. Fish she craves.
I crave the fish!